We are going to do a Pilates session. So no need to do a warm-up first. We're actually going to incorporate the warm-up into our session here. Now, your choice whether you have a cushion underneath your head or not. And we're going to come first of all just into our imprint and release. Now, imprint is when you pull your belly button in and push your lower back down into the mat and then release. So it's a light pulling with your belly button to push your lower back down into the ground. Now I want your hips relaxed and release. So this is quite important because if you do have quite weak abs and your back tends to feel all those exercises, relax. When you're doing your abs, if your back starts to feel it too much, probably because your abs are switching off. So if we get that imprint position now, I'll explain it when we get into some of the exercises. This is probably going to keep you a little bit safer. So we're then going to rock forwards and backwards into a big arch and then into pushing your lower back into the ground. So just rock forwards and back and then settle somewhere in the middle, and that is your neutral spine, and you should have just a small little arch underneath your lower back. So as we lift one leg up, keep that belly button in, lift the other leg up. That arch should stay the same. Take one leg down and take the other leg down. Now, if that arch got bigger when you lifted that second leg up, this is where you're going to need to do an imprint. So I want you to pull your belly button in now, slightly push the lower back down into the ground, lift one leg up, lift the other leg up, take one leg down, and then the other leg. And that just keeps you a little bit safer because you've already switched on and you're curling under, and there's less chance of you arching your back and hurting. So we're going to come into more of a warm-up now where we're rolling through one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up into our bridge, and then slowly roll all the way back down again. Good. And again, so slowly curl up one vertebra at a time. Feel your belly button pulling in, your lower back pushing down into the ground, one vertebra lifting, and then slowly rolling back down, just gradually warming up through the spine. Now, if that's quite easy, you might want to try a slightly harder version. So this time as we roll up, take the arms up and over your head and then slowly roll down one vertebra at a time and then bring the hands back down to your side. And again, so slowly rolling all the way up, reaching the arms up and over the head, keep the hands there, slowly rolling down one vertebra at a time, and then release the hands back down by your side. Coming into a lovely spine rotation next. You will need your cushion, and we're going to rest our head down here, making sure you're in neutral spine. So that means that your lower back has got a little dip in it, a little arch. Shoulders down or back, so don't have the shoulder all the way up by the ear. We're going to inhale to reach the arm up, and then exhale, just let that arm drop back, keeping the knees together. So you don't want to drop that back knee, the top knee back. You're making sure knees stay together. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, just see if you can go a little bit further with that twist. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale, bringing both hands back together again. And again, so nice deep breath in, reach the arm up. Keep the knees and the hips together, one on top of the other. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, see if you can stretch a little bit further. Nice deep breath in, and then exhale. Good. One last time here. So nice deep breath in. Exhale, see if you can go any further. Just check that your knee hasn't dropped back. If it has, put that knee on top of the other one. Exhale, and then slowly coming back around. And we'll do that the other way. I'm going to face with my back to you so you can actually see what my lower back looks like. So we're making sure we're not curled into fetal position, that our lower back has still got that little arch in. Both knees together, nice deep breath in to reach up. Exhale, opening out. Nice deep breath in. Exhale to drop. Deep breath in. Exhale to go a little bit further, and then coming back again. Good. And again, nice deep breath in, reaching up. Exhale to open. Trying to make sure you don't twist the shoulder here as well. So the palm stays facing up. You can feel that lovely stretch through your chest. And then slowly bringing it back into center again. And last time, deep breath in. exhale to open. Inhale to hold. Exhale, see if you can go a little bit lower. If you're losing your balance, it might just be that your knees are not in front of the hips, so just make sure the knees are and the shins are parallel with the front of the mat, and then slowly coming back around. Good, and lying onto your back. So we're going to come into our ab prep. For this, I want your spine to be in that neutral position with the slight arch underneath the lower back. We're going to nod the chin in towards the chest and then slowly lift up, drawing your ribs closer to your hips, making sure you're not rounding here and getting your hips or your bum. So it's a very, very small movement. Nod the chin in and exhale, slowly lifting up. Make sure the hips are relaxed. See if you can feel any stringy bits there. You shouldn't be able to. And then slowly down. So inhale, nod the chin in, really important. Exhale, looking up towards the knees. So making sure our neck's not strained. We're making sure we're looking in between the legs and releasing back down. Inhale, exhale, sliding up. I've still got that gap underneath my lower back, so I'm not really crunching here. And releasing down. Inhale, exhale to lift. Shoulders are down your back, not up by your ears, and then releasing down. Good, nodding the chin, lifting up. Inhale to hold. Exhaling down. Nod the chin. Exhale to lift. Inhale to hold. And exhaling down. Good. Now we've got the 100 next. If your neck gets too sore, you can always bring it back down, have a break, and then bring it back up when you need to. So we're trying to build strength through the front of your neck. If you do get a sore neck, it's worth just doing a few just to try and get a bit of strength, and then bring the neck back down, the head back down before it gets too sore. So we're going to nod the chin in, and the 100 is just small little taps as if you're trying to squeeze out water from a spongy ball, really patting that ball down towards the ground. Belly button in, spine staying in neutral. Now if you want a slightly harder option, you might want to lift the legs up. So your choice whether you imprint slightly or whether you stay in neutral. We're lifting one leg and then the other. Harder option again, straighten both legs. So it's a good idea to breathe in for 5 and breathe out for 5. Harder option again, take the legs lower without the back arching. Keep the shoulders down. If you need to give the head a break, bring it back down, then do. You'll still find that you're working hard with those legs. So you're doing 100 of these. I'm useless at counting. I'm not sure where we're at. I'll be honest. Let's just keep going. Let's say that's 80. 90. And that's 100. Good. Bringing the knees in. Give it a hug out. Lovely. We're going to come into our half roll back. So either rolling onto one side to sit yourself up. We are going to slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. And then coming back up. So you're only going as far as you can, controlling it. The move is your lower back curling down first. So you don't want to lead with the shoulders. So imagine you're bracing your stomach and then slowly back up. Almost as if you're bracing for someone to punch you in the stomach. So that pull in of the belly button. Exhale, inhaling up. Good. And again, exhale. And then inhaling up. Good. Slowly lowering down. Shoulders are down your back away from the ears. And then coming back up. Great. Slowly roll. Really feel that openness through the chest as well. And keeping the head back. So we don't want to be coming forwards with the head. The head's actually quite heavy. So the weight of the head is going to help work out our stomach if we keep it back. Chin tucked in. Good. Still keeping the feet down on the floor. So slowly exhaling down. and then coming back up. Good, slowly rolling down and back up. Good, rolling all the way down and back up, and one more time. So slowly roll. Good, now we are going to do the same exercise, just a slight different twist on it. So it's an oblique rollback this time. What I want you to imagine is that it's a windy day, you're at your desk and there is paper on your desk trying to fly off. So you're going to hold on to the paper, but you've dropped your pen way back there and you need to pick it up. So we're going to lead with that half roll back again. So imagine someone's just punched you in the tummy. Lead with that, but you're going to reach, but I want you to keep the hand on the paper and then back up and then change to the other side. The reason I talk about paper is because a lot of people will sort of do this sort of thing and you're closing off through the chest. So you really want to open through the chest. So keeping that hand holding the paper on the table, reach back for your pen. You won't go as far as that half roll back. So really pull your belly button in, just try and reach and twist as far as you can. Good. Now, if you're like me and on the way up you get a clunk clunk with your sit bones, then just squeeze your bum. It's not going to do you any harm, but if you don't like that sensation, then keep your bum squeezed and it will just stop that clunking. Good, exhale, reach away and inhale back up. So because these videos are so quick, I haven't had a chance to really go through all the Pilates principles with you. I'll go through one of them now, the breathing. So what you're after is a forced exhale through your mouth, as if you're blowing out birthday candles. And the reason for that is it helps to activate your abdominals. So it helps to get those muscles switching on before you even do the movement. And especially when the movement's hard, it's going to help you out. Good, so reaching and back up. And one more time, reach and back up. So here, just hold your hands inside your hips. Do a normal breath, you won't feel much happening. And now pretend you've just turned 100 and you're trying to blow out all your birthday cake candles. You'll feel that activation underneath your fingertips, and that's your abs kicking in. So that's why we do the silly breathing. We're going to go for our leg pull front prep. Onto all fours for this one. Shoulders drawn down your back, toes tucked underneath you. And we're going to just lift. So make sure first of all that you're in neutral. This is not neutral. I've got too big an arch. That is not neutral either. So making sure that you've got a natural curve in your lower back that would be your norm if you were to stand up. Then we're just going to slowly lift the knees off the ground and place them back down. So shoulders drawn down the back, make sure the head's not dropped, but equally it's not lifted up and cricked. So we're keeping the back of our neck nice and long, and then just lift the knees off the ground, holding it there and relax. Now, as you lift the knees, make sure, so we'll lift again, that you're not lifting too high. You're literally lifting so that you can fit a couple of pieces of paper underneath your knees, not a whole novel. And then relax back down and then lifting up. The other thing is making sure you're not rounding as you're lifting. So you want to make sure the knees don't lift too high, but also that you're not rounding. Good, shoulders down your back. Now, if this is too easy for you, harder option, take one leg, place it back down, take the other leg up, place it back down, and then take both knees to the floor. Nice deep breath in, exhale, lift up. Deep breath in and change. And change and back down. Good. So draw the shoulders down your back, a little lift up. Good. And then release. Nice. Keep this going. So shoulders down the back, making sure that if you had a rod going down your back, that it was in contact with your head in between the shoulders. So lifting the knees, lift one leg, lift the other, and then it was touching your tailbone. Good, so keep that going. I'm actually going to show you what I mean by that dowel rod. So lift the knees off, take one leg up, take the other leg up, and then place them back down. Keep going, lift the knees up, one leg up, the other leg up, and then back down. And last time, one knee up, the other knee up, and back down. And looking at the screen quickly, so that dowel rod is in contact with the back of my head, my shoulders and my bum. It's slightly skew with, but you kind of get the idea. Gap in the lower back, lifting, that should not change. Good. We'll do one more here. So lift the knees off, lift one leg, lift the other leg, and then back down. Fantastic. Have a break there. Give the wrists a bit of a roll out if you need to, or a bit of a stretch if you find that your wrists feel this too much. We're going to come into the darts just to give you guys that do have dodgy wrists a bit of a break. So we're lying onto our front, just drawing up, palms facing down towards the ground. I want you to do 3, 2, 1 for the pulses, and then relax down. And again, lifting up. Now, as you pulse the arms, just keeping the rest of the body still. It's belly button in tight. So I'm not lifting the whole body with those pulses. I'm making sure my body stays still. So lifting up, 3, 2, 1, squeezing of the shoulder blades and releasing back down. And again, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Really feel your upper back working on this one. Belly button pulling in, lift up high. 3, 2, 1, and releasing down. Good. And lifting. 3, 2, 1, and release down. Back of the neck nice and long. Stay looking down at the mat. Don't look up. And back down. Really squeeze the belly button up. And lower. And last time. 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Coming up onto all fours again. Hopefully that's given the wrists a little bit of a breather. We're going to come into our swimming prep. So we're drawing the shoulders down our back again, bending the elbows just slightly so that your back is in a nice straight line and not on a diagonal slope. And then we're taking one leg away from us, keeping the back perfectly still, bring it back in. Take the other leg away and back in. Now that is your easy option. If you want to make it harder, take opposite arm to opposite leg away, bring back in, opposite arm to opposite leg and bring back in. Just watch where you place your hands each time. So you're wanting the hands to come directly underneath the shoulders. You don't want the hands to return too high because then you're going to feel that in the shoulders too much and the shoulders will start creeping up by your ears. So this is not what not to do. So making sure opposite arm, opposite leg, body stays perfectly still. You've got to switch that butt cheek on to stop yourself from leaning off to one side. Lift and back down, shoulders down your back. Stay looking down at the floor so the back of the neck's nice and long. Good. One more each side. Excellent. Now we're going to come down to the ground, and for those of you that really struggle to get your arms overhead, you can just do the legs on this one and relax your upper body. We're going to start with that easier option first of all, which is just little swimming legs, as if you're swimming and kicking with holding onto a board out the front here. So little swimming legs. The key with this one is to keep your belly button switched on so that your whole body isn't rocking as you kick the legs. So belly button's pulled in, you're keeping stabilized through the center. So for those that can, reach the arms up and overhead. I want you to lift those up now and just do alternating arms. And again, keep the body perfectly still. So if you start to find that you're wiggling around too much, just take a break and then join back in when you've got the control again. Sometimes that's only about 5 seconds worth of control that you've got, then you lose it. So listen to your body. Good.
And last one. Good, and relaxing there. Keep the hands by your side. I need 90-degree bend underneath your armpit and 90-degree bend at the elbow. We're going to keep the forehead on the ground and then just raise the hands off the floor and then release them back down. So great external rotator here of the shoulder. We're lifting the hands up and bring them back down. So you might find that you're really tight on one side and you can barely get the hand off. Just keep working through it. Really trying to keep the elbow on the floor. Lift the forearms off the ground as far as you can and back down. Good. At the same time, you can always still think about pulling your belly button up and release. This is excellent for those of you that work at computer screens all day. And relax. Good. Last one. Good. And releasing it there. Nice. Coming back up and just stretching it out into child's pose. Hands can be by the hips if it's more comfortable.
And we're going to come into a roll up. The reason I've got this is some of you may have these at home and it might help you out. If you don't have one, don't worry. The cushion might help you out as it is. So I'll show you the full exercise first of all. You're going to start lying down on the ground, arms overhead, nod the chin in, and then slowly exhale to reach all the way up. Reach for the feet, lift up nice and tall, and then lead with the belly button pulling in to slowly roll back down. Now for some of you, you're looking at me thinking, yeah, right, there is not a chance I'm getting up. And that could be because you've got a really big arch in your lower back. So just placing a cushion in your lower back, you might find that all of a sudden it's got somewhere to roll through and you can actually get up. So for those of you that can do this quite comfortably, keep going. For those that are still struggling to get up, the other option is a cushion and a band. Whoops! So you could either use a tie, so if you've got a tie or a strap, or some stockings even, coming up, lifting up nice and tall, and then slowly rolling back down. So you keep a hold of those. Now, harder option, for those of you that are doing quite well with this one, elbows come out to the side, you're coming all the way up, round as if you're trying to stretch. Then lift up nice and tall. Now the key for this one is elbows have got to stay out. You can't bring them in. So slowly lower. Now for those that are still trying to get up and thinking, I can't get up even with a band, I want you just to lift as far as you can. Keep the feet on the ground, make sure they don't lift off, and then back down. So that's where you're at. So keep going. Whichever option you're doing is absolutely fine. It's the right option for you. Lifting up and then slowly exhaling to come all the way down. Keep it slow, guys. So nod the chin in, exhale. Remember that exhale? This is where it's going to help you out. Inhale to straighten up and exhale. Slowly going all the way down, and one more. Nod the chin in, exhale. Coming all the way up. Lifting and slowly lower. Last one just to finish us off. Whoa. Excellent. And there you have it. So that's a quick 20-minute Pilates. We might do another session later on that looks more at your hips and butts. Today it was mainly just abs and back when it comes to your Pilates, and a bit of shoulder work there. So let me know what you think, and if you do Pilates regularly, let me know what some of your favorite exercises are. Thanks for joining me.